Hey, love bugs, it's Roslyn. I hope blessed and highly favored, and definitely hope the same for you. And if this is your first time stopping by my channel, much love to you and welcome. And to my returning subs, my growing extended beautiful family, just thank you so much for the love and support y'all are constantly sending me each and every day. You're dropping comments as well as the beautiful vibes, as well as very interesting content that you want me to share. So I will continue to do that. So thank you for all those things. So with that being said, much love to all. Namaste. Love and blessings, love and light, and many blessings are definitely coming your way. And if you have been watching my videos for a while and have not already, please like and subscribe. Hit that notification bell at the bottom so you know when your girl is about to upload her next video. Also, if you're comfortable enough, drop me a line or two. I would love the chance to get to know you as much as you're getting to know moi, even if it's about the positive feedback to the content of my video, or you're just up telling me about your empathic gifts, how they impacted your life and heading you towards a positive direction. And if you feel like the videos are informative or give you good vibes or insight that you would love to, share with, your loved one, family, or friend, or even a fellow empath that may be going through trying times at the moment and just needing spiritual guidance or confirmation or validation towards life path or even soul purposes, please go ahead and share. And while you're at it, give your girl a thumbs up, like, and also share on your social media favorites wherever you see fit. And thank you once again for the love and support. It's always appreciated. And I hope that you're able to resonate with the content of my video. And the channel I'm using today for my meditation is so, oh, I love this music. It's so pretty. It's called Self Healing Collectives. And the title of the meditation that you're hearing in the background is called 639 Hertz Heart Chakra Music. Open your heart, manifest love, joy, abundance, love, energy, healing. And I will post their link in the description box below. And the video I'm doing today is called Supernova, Hypernova Experience. Maybe you can relate. Chad Baker, I'm giving you a good shout out. He had asked me to talk about that experience, and I went through that recently. I didn't even really know the term of it, and just as soon as I read his comment, it's like all hair stood up, and I was just like, wow, it's kind of like, even though it's a star, basically we're all connected to the universe, and we're, amongst those stars, we're spiritual beings. And a supernova is like a star that, explodes like crazy. It just went that. And it was like me going through the depths of myself, being able to basically reflect on my soul, meeting my inner self. And it was very intense. I went through that, for matter of fact, I've been going through it for a while, but that impact really hit like, what was it, last week. And I was really just going through it. I was very sensitive. I was irritable at times, just, straight drained. And it was just like I had to tell myself, look, there's something that you have to really reflect on the inside. You need to dive deep, because it is like something that you may be overlooking. There's a lot of like you're taking on too much at one time. You're trying to be doing everything at once, trying to help other people, trying to go to other people's channels, show support, doing a lot of empath counseling on the side. It was a lot that I was doing, even though I love that purpose. But, I can't be able to help others if I'm not helping myself. If I'm neglecting myself, it's like I'm cheating myself. So, they had told me just to back up. That's why I sent y'all out that post the other day, was telling you, because I really love interacting with you. But it's like when that energy is like that, it's not good to interact with people because that's meshing with theirs as well. But it's like from my experience, for the for the hypernovas, it's like it's that big ball of energy that is going through you. You feel it on many stages. You'll feel it during that time of, it was like me going through ascension at the highest form, kundalini at the highest form, dark night of the soul from the highest pits of wherever you can go. And it was just really there, and it was not easy, but I had to be able to face a lot of my feelings, because there was so many different things that was coming up that I totally forgot about. That was stuff that I, had shielded myself from, that I chose to have a blind eye on. A lot of painful situations that has taken place amongst me with my family. And there was a lot of things that, like I told you before, you're open to accepting a lot of things and being able to make peace with it. uh, you tend to open yourself up and you start seeing different chapters of your life where things weren't finished, things weren't fully completed, but either I passed or, yeah, pretty much I passed. So it was like me going through those reoccurrences every single time. So it allowed me to see different parts of my life where I died, you know. And it was very hard to reflect on that. I don't want to talk about that because that's too heavy, and I'm not trying to down that off on anybody. But I can truly say I appreciated those things because that shows your strength. And being able to open myself up to basically see the depths of my soul, see where I was wounded at, seeing where I felt confused, I felt resentful, I felt angry, I felt mad, betrayed. Being honest with myself on the emotions that I didn't even really know that was still lingering there. It was. At that time where I truly had to see things for what they truly are. And a lot of us are going through that. You go through your emotional, it's kind of like an emotional imbalance where all emotions start coming up and you're just like, just like a hot mess. And like, I don't know why I'm crying and I'm just crying and I just don't understand why, and doing all those different things. And it was like, I knew there was something festering up in me, but I had to become in tune with myself, go into that hermit mode because there was so many. It was like a spark that kept, just flicking like that. And I knew there was something that I had to face. Thank God I didn't have to deal with that by myself. My dad's spirit was heavy with me through that, like basically holding my hand through a lot of that, and I guess it tipped the scale on me when my friend passed away in October. That's what really, shook me, um, because it was a certain way, him and my dad's, passing related too much for me. And that was a lot for me to take on. But thank God, I hear from Danny all the time. And it was a beautiful situation for him to be able to, I guided him here on the physical plane. And then when he passed over, he's like my guide on the spiritual plane. So, I'm just so proud of him and and the things that he's done, and he feels so much at peace, and that touches my heart because he feels at peace from where he is. So he was holding my hand through all that as well. And for me to do that, it felt like I catapulted. I don't know if you can feel my energy, and how it feels different, because I even feel different. There's a lot of different things. I'm taking it day by day. And I tell people, don't be hard on yourself. Sometimes I slip up and smoke a cigarette every once in a while. And I know, honestly, I don't need to be smoking one, but it's just like, I'm not going to beat myself up for it. I don't use excuses for it. I'm like, okay, I need a woosah moment. I took a couple of puffs of cigarette. I know I ain't supposed to, shame on me, but I'm allowing myself to have faith in everything that's going, closing a lot of emotional doors. A lot of times you may go through a certain cycle, and it's like going through a cycle, but you're going through a memory lane of a lot of things you had to see from a deeper level. Being able to understand the bigger picture on why certain things took a lot longer than you expected it to. Because a lot of times, I was getting aggravated, especially when it comes to the passing of my father. Trying to understand what happened, who is held responsible. Just angry about a lot of different things, but I try not to really fester on that. Universe tells me, things happen for a certain reason. When it's time, if it's time for you to know, you will know. you know um so I had to really allow myself to be strong with that, because it that was really weighing heavy on my heart, because I was never able to um grieve in the way I supposed to. And with that situation, it's kind of hard to do that when there are certain things you just cannot talk about. But facing a lot of those different things that came into my life really, reflected the strength I have in myself, because it's just like when you have gone through the things you have gone through, and if you were to pass that on to somebody else, it might not end well with that person. So when you're, a lot of times we get in our weak moments and say, I don't know if I can keep going through this. I don't know how much I'm going to last. There's sometimes I wanted to end it all, you know, but it was like something that kept on telling me to go, keep going, keep going. You have a very powerful purpose. You are helping so many people. And that's, y'all kept me, y'all really kept me going, because there's sometimes, y'all know, I'll sit here and get very emotional emotional about that because y'all are reflections of why I had to go through what I went through. I love being able to video chat with people. I love to be able to talk on the phone with people. I love to be able to connect with you through text messages, emails, knowing that, I have a purpose to be able to help people. I don't have all the answers, but when universe sends it to me, I make sure y'all get it. I always be able to try to do my videos where I can talk as honestly as I can. There's certain things you have to understand. You got to disrespect that privacy. There's a lot of things I cannot talk about. um but it's just the fact of being able to grow, being able to reflect, because it's a scary feeling when you have to face your biggest fears, your biggest weaknesses, things that you're like, oh, I'm okay about, knowing good and well that's not good. It's not good because you're not being keeping it real with the outside, and you're not keeping it well, real with the inside. And so basically, it was like me staring dark night of the soul in his face 1,000 times, 1,000 times heavy than it's ever been for me. And that was kind of like being a phoenix of my own fire, not being a phoenix of the fire, but being a phoenix of my own fire. It was like being able to see my old life and why my old life had to be the way it was, but allowing myself to appreciate the new that is in my life, because the old me was fighting with the new me. There were certain times I was like, yeah, I'm in my new self, and then old habits start coming up, but I had to keep it real with myself, because they try not to be hard on hard on me about that. Like when I smoke a cigarette every once in a while, they know. I know I shouldn't be smoking it, but they were just like, Roslynn, all the things that you're dealing with and you're really trying to face this on, that's not easy. So, we giving you that, we throwing you that bone, but and I'm like, I know. So you had to really go at that. But it's just like you facing everything that has triggered you, facing everything that pissed you off, everything that has made you mad, everything that made you want to go start raving mad on people, on certain situations. But then I had to appreciate all those situations because it reflected the truth of me. That was really hard for me to understand, really hard for me to take the concept of. And for me doing that, it's like everything exploded, but it exploded in a good way, exploded in an emotional way, in a loving way, because it allowed me to shatter everything that has held me back. Not worrying about what the next person says, not worrying about what somebody's opinion is of me, not worrying about how somebody chooses to see me. How I see myself is important. If I know I'm pushing out positive intent, doing it everything from the heart, and trying to be a better version of myself than I was 5 minutes ago, I really give a fat rat's ass about what people think, you know. But I love to be able to share things where it can make people look at how their lives are. We go through it, we warriors, and a lot of times we hold heaviness in our heart because sometimes, like I've said before, you're waiting for an explanation, you're waiting for an apology, you're waiting for that truth to come out. And a lot of times people don't know how to do that because they don't know how to. You have to be able to allow yourself to say, you know what? Everything that has happened in my life has happened for a reason. But obviously, for me to still be here, that holds a purpose, that holds a weight, and that's something, that only thing that can be destructive about that road, no matter what is coming across, that does all of illusions. Nobody can affect you unless you open that up to welcome that into your life. When you're allowing yourself to hold those boundaries, which I do, you know I hold those boundaries. If I feel like something is uncomfortable with me, I'm gonna say that. If I feel like you're getting too nosy and too much in my business, I'm gonna say that. But I'm doing it all in a loving way. And some people just don't like that. And I had to be able to allow myself to not worry about what the next person thinks. I had to didn't have to worry about what somebody's opinion of was me. So everything I had to be able to allow myself to face. And a lot of times that's hard to do because there's so many different things in my life that I have not spoke on, that was really messed up to me, and me being able to have to accept that. But then I knew I wasn't facing those things on my own. And that showed me how much strength you actually have. A lot of times when, you're losing patience because things get uncomfortable. And a lot of times you have to understand, you have to face these things. And until you do, you will still be stuck in that same loop. You don't want to do that, and a lot of times we stay in those loops because we resist the what needs to change. So, being in that, it's like a supernova, hypernova. All of a sudden, I got this burst of energy. That's why I don't know. Well, I do know. Powers that be did that, because the way I was pushing out videos the other day, and cleaning house after that, and then working out the way I did, I was just like, I don't know where this came from, but it was just like me being so tired, because there was things um that I was placing my energy on that wasn't even worth it. It was very irrelevant. And I didn't realize that's what I was doing, because now when certain things come up, like I've told y'all before, if, there's a memory that might come up in your life that really hurts you, had you confused, had you stuck, you had to be able to be honest with yourself. Okay, for this memory to come up, it's like asking you, how does this make you feel? Why did you hold on to this for so long? Why can't you forgive that situation, that person, and within yourself? Because you have to forgive yourself first, because you held on to that, because it's no longer there. So I had to be able to say, okay, this situation had me very, very hurt, because somebody deceived me, or somebody cheated me out of something. Okay, can you forgive that person, because they were doing what they know how to do? A lot of people, when you can be a good person to somebody, or a good life partner, good wife, good husband, good whatever, and all you got was BS back, or there may be times that you didn't see the toxicity that you had within that situation, because a lot of times we don't give ourselves that love, because we're holding on to something, because we feel like we can't get something better, or we feel like there's nothing past whatever that person is, or whatever that situation is. Hell yes, it is. But you have to be able to appreciate what that situation has taught you. It brought so much out of you that you needed to know about yourself, not just about the person or the situation you were in, but it taught a lot of you about yourself that maybe you need to come in line with the real self of you. So when me going through that pattern, it was like, it was like a whirlwind, like I was my own tornado. And it was like everything was sucking up, but it was like sucking up all the things that was no longer relevant in my life, that was no longer needed. But I can say I appreciated the process of that purpose, of everything that taught me, because it's like right now my vibes are very high, it's very peaceful. And, and even when I felt like sitting down, like, nope, get up, we ain't got time for that. You can go sit down later. You got to go do something. You got to be productive, and then when there's time for me to take that self-care, I'm very serious about that. I try to tell y'all the same thing. When you feel like you're burnt out, you feel like you're burnt out, you really need to take time for yourself. There's something that, yourself is trying to tell you. The universe is trying to get you, get your attention about that. So it's like when you're doing that, it's like you're closing those doors, the things that really needs to be closed on. And, and it's just like, people been with me for a while, you know what I've been through, you know what guided me towards me doing what I do. So you've seen the transformation I've been in. That's why I'm so blessed that y'all are a part of my journey, as I'm a part of yours, because you're seeing me change, you're seeing me transform. And being able to do that, it's like giving insight on, some kind of guys where you may feel, confused on certain things, or you may be adding, blessings towards me to, talk about something that I was like, wow, okay, so it's just like, being enlightened by each other. It's not, like I've said before, people get blown away when I say that, but it's true. It's like a teacher student thing. You're teaching from what the universe, source, creator is giving you, but you're also learning as well. I don't never see myself higher than anybody or below anybody. I feel everybody's equal. You may know some things that I don't know. I might know some things you don't know. But when we can be able to share our views on that, to be able to enlighten somebody, that's a blessing. That's the reason why they wanted me to start this clan. I know it's like growing rapidly. Being able to connect with y'all is such a blessing to me on so many different ways. But, going through that supernova is like really facing everything. It's like no holds bar, like you're forced to be reckoned with after that. Because once you get rid of all those enemies from the inside, that baby, there ain't no enemy on the outside can even touch you. You become that, like I said, you become that enigma, you become a conundrum, because it's like you're changing every 5 seconds, because like people have you figured out, or they come at you with the old you, and you're like, I'm not even there no more. You got to keep up with the progress. You got to be able to keep up, get to know the real one, you know. But you have to be able to appreciate those things, because it's like before, I used to get really bothered by a lot of different things that was going on in my life. I've seen a lot of different things that kind of make me like, dag, I wish, they would have been more open, about certain situations. But, a lot of people, well, I'm not going to say a lot of people, but there's a few people that were triggered by my energy. There are certain things I knew about certain people, and they were jealous off of that because they knew those people longer than me, and they start, spreading rumors about me and stuff like that. And that kind of pissed me off. But I was just like, what, just block that person, let them do what they do, because it's like I ain't got time to even invest in that. But I can appreciate it when you allow yourself to say, good one, thanks for sharing. That lets you know, just like I put that post up the other day, everybody this year, a lot of people, everybody done showed their true colors, and I needed that. I truly did, because it allowed me to know, the energy that you may be having around me may not be good for me. I'm allowing myself to go. And as soon as I said that, they're gonna light just shot across my face. Um, and there's a lot of energy that's very welcome, you know, that I really appreciate. And that's why I love interacting with, being able to invest your time and energy in something that is like uplifting you, give you good vibes. I always tell people, congrats on everything that you're doing. Or, what do you think you may be doing, so I can be able to give you some insight on what may be able to elevate that, because I was always that type of person where I can be around certain people and they will purposely give me something bad just because they seen something good in me and they didn't want to see that. I've seen people, they know on certain days I'll be upset and they'll call me, video chat with me just to see what kind of energy I have, because they felt off of seeing me suffer. And that, and a lot of times it hurts when you go through that, but that lets you know that person is more wounded than you, because when you want to see somebody come up and they're praying for your downfall, that tells you a lot. That person has to be more wounded than you, because I want to see everybody grow. I want to see everybody win. Long as you're doing it the honest way, because there's a lot of people I see that do a lot of manipulating, and I'm just like, it's not going to be good for you. But, if you get it, you a good one. But I choose to do my stuff the honest way. I keep my stuff very real. But, a lot of us are going through that hermit mode, you know, and going through all that, you're facing a lot of things, and that could be, you have to. That's some scary stuff, because you're facing your triggers, you're facing your wounds, you're facing your weaknesses. And when I say that's dark night of the soul, I've never encountered, and I don't did a lot of those, but I know I've been doing it a lot lately, because if you've been with me for a while, I've been taking off a lot. And when they're telling me, hey, step back, we already gonna take care of that, I'm like, wait a minute, the algorithm, the this and this, don't worry about that. We got that covered. We need you to take care of you first, you know. And for that, I'm very grateful for. You may be going through those different things, and it's scary. When you see the part of you where you're crying a lot, you feel like a world full of dread. Your ego is trying to harp over you. You know, a lot of you, not a lot of you, but you will start seeing a lot of negative things that's been in your life, and it leaves a paper trail. But that's when the devil stays busy, because when you are leveling up, there'll be a lot of different things that'll try to block you on so many different things, because they see what's going on with you. They see the blessings that you are deserving of. And that's when you have to be your own counterweight and say, no, I'm going to survive this. And that, when it goes to the hypernova, when you're doing that, and it's like something that moves at speed as light. You're doing that in a reflection. You're allowing yourself to know what you deserve. You are not settling for nothing, regardless of what goes on, regardless of what good look good. Like my daddy said, not everything that glitters is not gold. So you have to be able to see, read between the lines, see, the illusions of the you know, smoke and mirrors that come to you. That be dressed as light, because it's not. Everything that looks so good to be true, sometimes it's not. It's not true. So it's like when that supernova is allowing you to see what your abilities are and what you can, add more to that. When you can see the good within yourself, be able to expand that. Don't limit yourself towards anything. You go for the gusto, and allow yourself to keep moving. So, you may be able to reflect on that. Like I said, supernova is like, the supernova is like you really facing everything everything. And a lot of different things is, guiding me towards different knowledge of teaching, things that, I didn't know the gifts I had. And when I find out something like, oh my God, this is a gift that I had, my daughter started making fun of me, saying me, my little daughter act the same way, and it's a blessing when you can be able to share that off with people, because a lot of times we try to understand why we see certain things, why do we feel certain things, how do we know these certain things. And we've been doing this since, for a time. And a lot of times these gifts have been lingering, that is like a normal, thing for us. And a lot of people got to go through different teachings, and some people just can't do it. And these are things that we do automatically because this is what we've been gifted with. And a lot of times we see it as a curse, but um there is, I never feel like it's a curse. I'll say that there's a downside to certain things, um when it's just like, especially with the gift of the retrocognition, with that being able to see the past of different things, or the transition of certain things, and you pull off like a stigmata to that, where you can be able to feel those things, or you get angry because you can't stop it, you can't prevent it, because that was what was fated for it to happen. But they need you to have a different understanding. If you're up on that level of a really powerful purpose, which all of us are, you will have to have a deeper understanding about certain things. If you're going to be connecting with people, and we're all on the uprise. Like I said before, you've been with me for a while. I said we're awakened, and this light is around us. We're at fire rituals. We're getting the war paint on. We had to see the worst of the worst. We get challenged by our own challenges, become our own challenge. And for you to be able to do that, you have to face a lot of things that you're scared of. You have to come accepting, what accepting, that's what I meant to say, of things that has taken part in your life, maybe, that has really hurt you in the worst kind of way. But a lot of times, well, all the time, if you want to be able to embark on something new, there's something that has to go. Something has to die for something to come back to life. So I hope you were able to resonate with that. Thank you, Chad. If y'all have any other comments about certain things that you would like for me to talk about, I would do my best to try to do that. A lot of times I may not have experienced that, or I probably experienced it and didn't even know what the term was. So, I always keep it real with y'all. I'm like, hey, this is not something I've gone through personally, but I was led to talk about this. So, drop your comments. Let me know if there's certain things you want to talk about, or even let me know if you have, been lured to go towards this. Um, you're going through that, we're going on that phase now. I really feel strongly about the hypernova. It's just like something that's just really moving fast, and it's moving heavy, that can really, impact things around it. So I feel like that's a good thing. And we're all going through those different things. You're seeing, understanding what's going on in your life, understanding what needs to change, understanding what needs to be added on, understanding, patience within everything, because there's a lot of other things you may need to know. And don't force the process, don't force the outcome, don't control the outcome. So, I hope you were able to relate with that. And let me see. Let me give a post notification shout out and welcome to Midnight Universe. Welcome. Starbird, Kachina, Twin Flames, Tarot 1111. I dropped I didn't know you changed your name, because it was like what was it? Sword of Truth Tarot 1111. You have to start by their channel. It is like very good. I went and seen it, because I really don't do tarot cards, because I do my own, and I used to get obsessive about it. So I had to really allow myself to step back. But they really did a very, very, very powerful reading, and those were really good. And Tracy Aaron, welcome to the fam. LC Kitty 21, and Cynthia 7, and Hillary Brief, welcome to the fam as well, and Haley Ho Ho. I said oh ho, my bad. Oh. So welcome. If you're new, congrats. Thank you for being a part of our collective. Drop a line, subscribe, share the videos, tell somebody about the channel. They may be able to relate to it. And drop a line. I would love to give you a post notification shout out. If you have a channel, I would love to be able to, take part and support. I try to do that as much as I can, but this last couple of weeks I've been, like I said, I've been reflecting, so I really haven't got a chance to really, stop by and do anything like that today. I mean, for the last few days. So I hope you have a blessed, productive week, and everything that you're trying to manifest, I hope it comes in the purest form and heavier and beautiful than you ever imagined, and as well as you when you receive it. And know you're truly blessed, highly favored, and forever loved. And knowing there's always somebody out there praying for your better days. And even through social distancing, make sure you give out love, light, positivity, words, vibes, frequencies. You never know. All those things can really take somebody a long way. I love y'all so much, and I will see you on my next video. Oh, yes, I'll leave all my contact information at the bottom of the video. If you ever want to do a one-on-one, I do that within networking just to be able to, exchange views of experiences, as well as, get a deeper knowledge about your power of purpose as well as your spiritual path. And I'll see y'all in my next video. Much love. Peace. Be well.